Onyeka met Dayo when she was 24. He was charming, broke, and endlessly ambitious, the kind of man who made you believe that dreams could be built from dust. They lived in a cramped one-bedroom apartment in Yaba, where the sound of generators blended with whispered plans and midnight sacrifices. Onyeka handled the bills, cleaned the house, cooked the meals, and after our own long work hours, helped Dayo prepare pitch decks for investors who didn't know his name. He talked, she typed, he dreamed, she researched. She took online courses at night just to understand business strategy well enough to support him better. While Dayo was the face, Onyeka was the engine. She poured into him every single thing. Eventually, the right investor bit. The tech startups took off. Dayo became a Lagos darling, one of those rising stars always photographed at Eco hotels, quoted in Business Day, and invited to speak on panels with other young moguls. Onyeka, who had once been his entire strategy department, now sat in the audience, clapping proud. She never wanted the spotlight, she just wanted him to remember. But Dayo began to change. At first, it was subtle. He worked longer hours, didn't come home as often. Then came the hush-hush meetings, the deleted messages, the new cologne she didn't buy. He stopped introducing her as my wife and started calling her Onyeka. The warmth cooled, the gratitude evaporated. Then one morning, while she was cleaning the dining table, she found a white envelope. Inside the envelope were divorce papers. No warning, no conversation, just a legal document ending a decade of shared struggle. Onyeka froze. She thought it was a prank. When she confronted him, Dayo didn't even flinch. You've been amazing, but we've grown apart, he said, as if they'd both decided this. She begged for their history, for their sacrifices, for the foundation they'd built together. She reminded him of the nights she cooked with one hand while typing his proposals with the other, of the debt she took to buy his first laptop, of the job she declined so he could chase his dream. But he had already moved on, literally. Enters Rose. She was loud, flashy, and 15 years younger. Her Instagram was full of champagne, toast, luxury unboxings, and captions like soft life or nothing. Dayo was hypnotized. Where Onyeka was steady, Rose was spontaneous. Where Onyeka was quiet, Rose was loud enough for the both of them. She didn't know strategy, but she knew how to take a picture that made men stop scrolling. And that was all Dayo wanted now. Attention. His friends encouraged it. Bro, you need a babe with fire. Onyeka too dull, abeg, one said. You dey hot now, oh. Get someone to match your status, said another. They laughed. Behind her back, they mocked her modest clothes, her education, her silence. She became a forgotten chapter, an old file deleted from the company drive. The divorce was finalized in a few minutes at the Ikoyi registry. Onyeka left with her clothes and a car that barely started. Rose moved in the next day. For 6 months, Onyeka vanished, changed her number, changed her name. Onyeka Adebayo became Yinka Grey, and she got to work. She returned to school, got certifications, built quiet connections in the finance sector. She took jobs no one wanted, managed portfolios others thought were useless. She studied the Lagos market like a surgeon. By year 2, she was investing in tech, oil, and fintech startups. By year 3, she quietly acquired shares in Dayo's competitors, including a controlling interest in one of the companies his new investors were trying to partner with. Meanwhile, Dayo and Rose were living the life. Private trips to Dubai, custom Balenciaga, Birkin bags every other Thursday. Rose became a Lagos socialite, known for walking into events late and loud. But success makes people reckless. Dyer stopped attending meetings, ignored his CFO's warnings, overpaid for acquisitions. Then the scandal broke. Rose had secretly registered a business under her name and had funneled 180 million into it from Dyer's company account. By the time Dyer caught up, it was too late. She'd sold the cars, emptied the joint account, and vanished. Right after uploading one final video captioned, Everything is replaceable. Dio was humiliated and broke. Let's not forget broke. He tried to bounce back, but no one would touch him. His credibility was gone. Investors ghosted him. Clients hesitated. Just when he thought it was over, one name kept surfacing in boardrooms and lounges: Yinka Grey. A mysterious investor with major holdings in every sector he was trying to crawl back into. He asked a friend to set up a pitch meeting. He rehearsed all night. The day came. He walked into the boardroom of a high-rise in Victoria Highland. There she was, seated, poised, cold. Onyikon, his ex-wife. But this woman wasn't the quiet girl from Yaba. This woman had bodyguards, assistants, legal counsel, power. Yinka Grey, she corrected when he stammered her name. I didn't know, he said, voice cracking. I'm sure you didn't, she replied. He pitched anyway, desperation dripping from every word. She listened, expression unreadable. When he finished, he asked, So, will you invest? She looked him dead in the eye. No. But why? Because you don't understand discipline, or loss, or loyalty. You had gold and you asked for glitter. I won't bankroll your next mistake. He dropped to his knees. Please, he whispered, help me. I know I failed you. Outside the room, his former friends, the ones who laughed, sat uninvited. They texted her, called her. Forgive him. He was young. You're bigger than this. She didn't respond because her silence now carried more weight than their entire network. Yinka Grey left that building with her head held high. Her husband, Ayinde, was waiting outside in a black Range Rover. He kissed her hand and opened the door for her. Everything all right, my queen? He asked. She smiled. Yes, everything's finally right. And as they drove away from the ashes of her past, Onyikon, now Yinka, knew that this wasn't revenge, it was restoration, and she had built it brick by brick.